Hey, sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll be taking a look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1930s and 1940s for April 2025. For the 1930s, it's an all Yankees top 10 with the exception of one card. And for the 1940s, there are two cards that you do not see come up for sale very often, both of which sold for record high prices, plus some other record high sales make the top 10. So let's go take a look. Okay, starting off with the top 10 from the 1930s. At number 10, we have this 1933 Gaudy Lou Gehrig card number 160 in a PSA 3. This one sold on April 27th for $6,600. It was an auction. There were 32 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 3 is $6,450. The record high sale was $10,500 back in May of 2023 through Heritage. Now, there were three other significant 1933 Gaudy Lou Gehrig card number 160 sales in April. One was a PSA 1 that sold on April 16th for $2,900. Another PSA 1 copy sold on April 9th for $2,602. And finally, an authentic altered copy sold on April 27th for $2,224. At number 9, we have this 1934 Gaudy Lou Gehrig in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 19th for $6,710. It was an auction. There were 19 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $6,355. The record high sale was $8,000 back in September of 2023 through eBay. There was one other significant 34 Gaudy Lou Gehrig sale in April. This one was a PSA 2 copy that sold on April 10th for $4,600. At number 8, we have this 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 149 in a PSA 1.5. This sold on April 28th for $7,500. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 1.5 is $7,050. The record high sale was $10,279 back in April of 2022 through eBay. And there was one other significant 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 149 sale in April. This one, a PSA 1 copy, sold on April 5th for $6,400. At number 7, we have this 1933 Gaudy Lou Gehrig card number 92 in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 11th for $9,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $8,700. The record high sale was $11,100 back in November of 2021 through Heritage. Now, there were two other significant 33 Gaudy Lou Gehrig card number 92 sales in April. One was a PSA 4 mark that sold on April 4th for $5,100, and then a PSA 1 copy sold on April 1st for $2,105. At number 6, we have this 1939 Play Ball Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 8. This one sold on April 18th for $10,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $11,850. The record high sale was $20,011 back in January of 2024 through Memory Lane. Now, there were four other significant 1939 Play Ball Joe DiMaggio sales in April. One was a PSA 4 copy that sold on April 9th for $3,500. Another PSA 4 copy sold on April 2nd for $3,100. Then we had a PSA 2.5 copy sold on April 30th for $2,850. And finally, a PSA 3 copy sold on April 28th for $2,250. At number 5, we have this 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 53 in a PSA 2. This one sold on April 5th for $11,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 2 is $12,772. The record high sale was $18,192 back in September of 2022 through memory lane. At number 4, we have this 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 181 in the set in a PSA 3. This one sold on April 3rd for $12,000. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 3 is $11,417. The record high sale was $17,520 back in January of 2022 through eBay. There was one other significant 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 181 sale in April. This one, a PSA 1 copy with a rather large hole in the card that sold on April 23rd for $5,655. At number 3, we have this 1934 Worldwide Gum Babe Ruth in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 21st for $12,600. It was an auction. There were 66 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $12,600 and ties a record high sale back in January of this year through Fanatics Collect. At number 2, we have this 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 144 from the set in a PSA 3. This one sold on April 24th for $12,753. It was an auction. There were 66 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 3 is $12,649. The record high sale was $23,000 back in October of 2021 through PWCC. Now, there were 3 other significant 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card number 144 sales in April. The first one, another PSA 3 copy, sold on April 27th for $12,401. Then we have a PSA 1 copy that sold on April 13th for $6,350. And then finally, an authentic altered copy sold on April 30th for $5,600. And at number 1 for cards from the 1930s for April 2025, we have this 1933 Sport Kings Ty Cobb in a PSA 7. This one sold on April 16th for $14,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 7 is $12,100. So this sale here for $14,500 would represent a new record high sale for a PSA 7 copy. The previous high was $13,200 back in September of 2020 through Heritage. All right, on to the top 10 from the 1940s. At number 10, we have this 1949 Leaf Ted Williams in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 13th for $2,500. It was an auction. There was one bidder. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $2,459. The record high sale was $4,810 back in March of 2022 through Golden. At number 9, we have this 1947 Bond-bred Jackie Robinson Fielding No Ball Visible version in a PSA 1. This one sold on April 4th for $2,600. It was an auction. There were 3 bidders. The current VCP average price for a PSA 1 is $2,600. This sale here representing a new record high sale for a PSA 1 copy. The previous high was $900 back in June of 2017 through eBay. At number 8, we have this 1949 Leaf Warren Spawn in a PSA 7. This one sold on April 2nd for $2,750. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 7 is $2,420. The record high sale was $3,840 back in April of 2023 through REA. At number 7, we have another 1947 Bond-bred Jackie Robinson. This one is the awaiting pitch version in a PSA 1. This one sold on April 9th for $3,426. It was an auction. There were 12 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 1 is $3,338. This sale here at $3,426 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 1 copy. The previous high was $3,250, also in April of this year on eBay, meaning that there was one other sale to report on eBay for April, and that is that other PSA 1 copy that sold on April 6th for $3,250. At number 6, we have this 1949 Leaf Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 5.5. This one sold on April 14th for $3,500. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5.5 is $3,500, meaning this sale here represents a new record high sale for that grade. The previous high was $2,880 back in September of 2023 through Heritage. There was one other significant 1949 Leaf Joe DiMaggio sale in April. This one a PSA 4 copy that sold on April 15th for $2,550. At number 5, we have this 1940 Play Ball Ted Williams in a PSA 6. This one sold on April 22nd for $3,505. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 6 is $3,156. This sale here at $3,505 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 6 copy. The previous high was $2,963 back in April of 2024 through SCP auctions. Now, there was one other significant 1940 Play Ball Ted Williams sale in April. This one, a PSA 5.5 copy that sold on April 21st for $3,383 and was also a record high sale for a PSA 5.5 copy. At number 4, we have this 1949 Leaf Babe Ruth in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 3rd for $5,795. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $5,215. The record high sale, though, was $10,742 back in May of 2023 through Memory Lane. Now, there were 3 other significant 1949 Leaf Babe Ruth sales in April. The first one, a PSA 2 copy that sold on April 20th for $5,750. Then a PSA 3 copy sold on April 30th for $5,695. And then we had a PSA 4 copy sold on April 24th for $5,130. At number 3, we have this 1941 play ball Joe DiMaggio in a PSA 5. This one sold on April 27th for $6,605. It was an auction. There were 24 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5 is $6,532. The record high sale, though, was $12,000 back in March of 2021 through REA. At number 2, we have this 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson in a PSA 4. This one sold on April 24th for $6,655. It was an auction. There were 35 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4 is $6,340. The record high sale for a PSA 4 was $14,917 back in February of 2021 through Clean Sweep. Now, there were 3 other 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson sales in April of note. First one, a PSA 4.5 copy, sold on April 22nd for $6,400. Then a PSA 2.5 copy sold on April 1st for $4,038. And then finally a PSA 1 mark sold on April 21st for $1,800. And at number 1 for the 1940s, we have this 1949 Leaf Jackie Robinson in a PSA 5.5. This one sold on April 30th for $27,477. It was an auction. There were 46 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5.5 is $26,888. The record high sale, though, was $38,400 back in August of 2021 through Heritage. Now, there were 3 other significant 1949 Leaf Jackie Robinson sales in April. The first one, a PSA 3 copy, sold on April 14th for $10,001. Then a PSA 2.5 copy, sold on April 25th for $9,500. And finally, a PSA 1 copy, sold on April 15th for $4,950. Well, there you go. The top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1930s and 1940s for April 2025. As always, would love to know in the comments what you think about the cards that made this month's top 10 lists. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.